Laviska va a romper por fuera.
¡Vamos!
¿La viste?
¡Vamos!
A la 15, a la 20, a la 10, a la 5. ¡Métete Laviska!
¡Hasta Laviska!
¡Métete Laviska!
¡Hasta
Laviska!
What's up, everybody? What be going on, man? It's your boy Q, aka Uncle Quan. Yes, we are back on the channel with another film breakdown. Thanks to you guys, man. You guys have been showing mad love, mad support on the channel, man. I can't appreciate you guys enough for all the feedback that you guys have been giving me on this channel, the like that you've been hitting, man, the subscribing. Our channel is growing, y'all, and it's thanks to you guys. So whatever it is that you guys want to see on this channel, I will definitely do my best to bring you guys the best quality and as fast as possible. You guys voted yet again. I put another vote out there. Who should we break down next? And of course, it was overwhelmingly Laviska Shenault Jr. This is a guy I cannot wait to see this season. This is a guy who came pretty late last season, of course, after training camp, right before the season actually kicked off. So route tree was very limited. So I'm interested to see what kind of role they use him in this year. Obviously, we saw Frank Wright. If you guys haven't caught that interview, Frank Wright had also alluded to using him in a Deebo Samuel type of role.
It'll be interesting. You know, I think Laviska has been one of those guys out here that's looked good. We'll continue to investigate the different roles that he can play. Obviously, you look at guys like Deebo Samuel and stuff like that, and you say, well, can Laviska do some of that stuff? Of course he can. So, you know, we'll experiment with some of that stuff.
Now, with that being said, to see exactly how they're going to use him. I mean, will he be using the backfield? What kind of packages are we going to use for Laviska Shenault this year? I cannot wait to see. Expect his route tree to expand this year. Obviously, like I said before, he came pretty late, so it was a bit too late to kind of start teaching him what kind of route trees to run. So you're going to see throughout this video, it's very limiting the routes that he did run. You're going to see stuff like swing routes over and over, you know, quick slants and shit like that, man. Something very simple for Laviska Shenault. Not anything too advanced. Obviously, he's not like a wide receiver. At least we didn't use him in that role last year. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to use him this year, especially with these new coaching schemes. Matt Rule has limited these guys in the previous year. Even Tommy Tremble came out and said that they're learning how to run routes even better. You know, last year they didn't really coach them up on that. They said they had to kind of pick it up on their own if they didn't get it. So we're going to see a lot more route trees open up. We're going to see a lot more different packages, a lot more players used in this offense. But today we are here to talk about Laviska Shenault. Let's get into the good, bad. Let's go ahead and hop into it, man. All right, guys, we're going to talk about this Saints versus the Carolina Panthers game. I was at this game personally. If you guys see it on my channel, I was acting a goddamn fool at this game, man. But this was Laviska Shenault's debut game. He was held for a couple of games, obviously, because he was pretty fresh to the roster. But he made a splash debut, man, especially with the specific play that we're going to talk about later. But right now, we're actually going to talk about this big body receiver. He's not your typical receiver. I mean, this guy is huge. And he can use his body not only to run the ball, not only to lower his shoulder when carrying the ball, but he can block as well. As you guys can see, we are running a counter kind of play. So Laviska Shenault takes this guy right out the play. So McCaffrey can get that wide open lane and get plenty of yards on this play, man. That's a beautiful play. Very gritty play by Laviska Shenault. Let's take another look at him. He just took him completely out of the play, y'all. So he not only can run the ball, he can also show you time and time throughout this video, yes, he can block as well, which is going to be a pivotal role that he's going to play in this offense, especially if we're trying to be a run-heavy team. We're going to need people that's going to be, you know, not afraid to block. Moving on to later in this game, y'all, this is literally his first time touching the ball as a Carolina Panther in his debut game. I'm going to just let the play run, man. This is literally my favorite play by Laviska Shenault all year. Simple route. Give him the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Let him do his thing. The run after catch, y'all. The run after catch. It's the burst of speed and the power that he runs with. I mean, he's uncatchable. This is a guy who cannot be stopped by just one single tackle. He's going to break that tackle every single time. But right here, he's untouched. He's untouched. Show it again. Simple little out route. Gets the line. I mean, it makes a move on number 26. He just fucked his ankles up. and just ran right past everybody. I mean, beautiful play. This play got me hyped. If you go back and watch the video, I go crazy. All right, moving on to later in the game, you can see like kind of a 2-receiver stack right here. Now, with this concept, Robbie Anderson at the time, he sets like a little pick for him, allowing Laviska Shenault to run free and get yards at the catch on 3rd and 14, y'all. This is tough to do. It comes across, gets that yards at the catch. Again, he's hard to stop with just one person. He's going to break those arm tackles every single time. Let's let it run again. Again, they're in like a little stack situation right here. Watch Robbie Anderson come throw this pick right here. He kind of gets him out the way, allowing, again, Laviska Shenault to run free. Wide open. Let him do his thing. Yards at the catch, time after time. He's going to show you that he has that speed and burst where he cannot be stopped. Yo, I cannot wait to see him used in this new offense. All right, guys, kind of rewinding back to this game. I mean, to the very beginning. This is something that kind of scares me when it comes to his route running. Struggles to get separation. Let's let this play run. He's coming across, and I mean, he's strapped. This is a linebacker that's covering him, and he's even trying to make an extra move to get open. Because of that, I mean, the play was just blown up. I mean, Baker Mayfield got sacked. There was nothing there. I would like to see him create more separation when running these routes, especially any route past 5 yards. So, again, let's take another look. He's strapped. Nowhere to go. Great coverage by the linebacker here. Again, I would like to see Laviska create a little bit more separation moving forward. All right, guys, moving on to this Falcons game. When they came into town for Thursday night, wearing all black, so we definitely got that black Air Force energy, and Laviska Shenault definitely is the definition of black Air Force energy. Take a look at your screen. He is lined up in the slot right here. We're going to let this play run, and then we're going to talk about it. Simple little out route. Dragging the tackle with him. I mean, yes, this is simple. It's not a first down kind of run. But if you look at the power that Laviska runs with, I mean, it's just he's a very aggressive runner. I mean, it's going to take a lot more than an arm tackle to bring this guy down. All right, guys, moving on to later in the game. Laviska is the 3rd receiver over here in the trips formation to start out. He's used in motion to kind of confuse the defense. Kind of move the coverage around, see which one they're going to have to play with. Who's going to have to pick who, pretty much. And let's take a look at this play. Let it run. Coming back in motion, confusing that defense again. And I mean, great blocking by our receivers, Terrence Marshall and DJ Moore, allowing him to be untouched and just burst the speed, y'all. Burst the speed right to the end zone. The speed, y'all, the speed and the power that he runs with. He runs very aggressive. This is not normal for a big receiver like this, man. So you had a blitz coming off the edge. It didn't matter because we swung it right to Laviska Shenault. Yes, another simple route coming out of the backfield, but again, he shows you time after time. Give him the ball, let him get the ball in his hands, and just let him do his thing. All right, guys, moving on to later in this game. Laviska is lined up in the slot. Let's talk about the bad real quick. Now, again, I am picking at his route running. Yet again, I would like to see him create more separation. And specifically on this route, I would like to see him plant his foot quicker and get out of that break a lot faster than he does on this play specifically. So let's take a look at it. DJ Moore in motion. I mean, yes, it's a run, but if you take a look at this, I mean, it's very slow. It's not really a lot of aggression here. Maybe he was just trying to clear this route, clear this defender, free up the run. Maybe it was an RPO. I don't know specifically, but I know coming out of this break, that was very slow. It was very slow. It looked very lazy. So hopefully he can come out that break a little bit more vicious, a little faster moving forward. All right, guys, moving on to later in this game, you see Laviska is lined up over here by himself. I'm going to put him in motion, allow him to follow his blocks. Of course, you're going to see this a lot. This little simple-ass screen route coming out of motion. And allow him to follow his blocks and get that first down. I mean, he's a gadget player. So anytime you need like a quick first down, I'm looking his way pretty much. So coming out of motion again, let's let it run. Coming out of motion, a simple swing route, just like you're going to see all throughout this video. Beautiful blocking by our receivers to get a quick first down. Anytime you need a first down, whether it's second and 5, 3rd and 5, whatever it is. Hell, you even seen it on 3rd and 14 earlier in this video. Laviska Shenault even Terrence Marshall that we talked about earlier. Those are the guys that you want to look for. All right, guys, moving on to the Seattle game. This is where we actually see a rare sighting of Laviska Shenault getting a pass catch past 5 yards. So let's take a look at it right here. Here's Laviska Shenault lined up as like a tight end, kind of. Right past the zone. Sure-handed catch to get a first down. Simple conversion on 3rd and 5. Let's let it run again. All right, again, he's kind of lined up as a tight end-ish. And these guys are running zone. This linebacker comes up, allowing him to get past this linebacker. Take a look at it. Laviska recognizes that, run right past that zone. Beautiful throw. Secure catch for a first down. All right, moving on to a little bit later in this drive. Again, just the same old motion swing route concept that you're going to see, allowing him to just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. He follows his block right here, so of course you got him running the backfield. Simple ass little swing route. Follows his block, lowers his shoulder. He is not afraid of contact, y'all. I love the way he runs. He runs like a fucking bull, and I love seeing that. So again, beautiful blocking by receivers Terrence Marshall and DJ Moore, who is no longer with us, of course. All right, moving on to later in the game. Again, same old, same old. They didn't really know how else to use Laviska. Of course, you got him in a lot of motion. Same old running in the backfield, swing route. Let him do his own thing. And look how scary this is. I mean, imagine having to go heads up with a full speed bull who's not afraid of contact. Look at this. Taking into account how big he is. I mean, look at this run. Boom. Lower that shoulder and get that first down. God damn, man. This is not a guy I would want to get in front of to tackle him. I mean, granted, I'm pretty small, so look at this, man. That is fucking vicious. We need to see more of this Laviska Shenault, especially if he's going to be using a Deebo Samuel kind of role. I would like to see him run out of the backfield a little bit more too. We always talk about we need that bruiser running back, that power back to get those short yard situations like 3rd and 2 or whatever, 4th and 1. Put Laviska's ass back there. Let's see what he can do. Can he get those short yardage? I believe he can. And look how he lowers his shoulder and look how big he is and how he's running at defenders. He is not afraid of contact, y'all. So if you need those short yardages, put him in the backfield, see what he can do. All right, guys, moving on to later in the game. We are up by 3, 2nd and 8. Again, same old, nothing changed. Just give Laviska the ball with this simple ass little swing route and let him do his thing. Right here, Laviska falls, but he quickly gets right back up, breaks the tackle, lowers his shoulder, and again, it takes more than one defender to get him. And look, that sorry ass arm tackling is not going to work with Laviska Shenault. He is able to get those gritty yards that we need. Again, put him in the backfield. Let's see what he can do. I really want to see him really take on this Deebo Samuel kind of role, because if you watch Deebo Samuel, they use him everywhere, and he was effective. All right, guys, moving on to this Detroit versus Carolina game. Again, just like I talked about when we was breaking down Terrence Marshall, this is one of my favorite games to go back and look at because, I mean, just an all-around execution from both sides of the ball. Beautiful thing to watch, especially from my offense. But, again, we are here to talk about Laviska Shenault, and let's talk about this play specifically. This is interesting to me. I was actually watching this earlier when I was, writing down things I wanted to break down with you guys, and this is actually a role that he can be used as a lot more. So by this time of the year, everybody knows that we like to run this simple as, motion swing route with Laviska Shenault. We know what he can do with the ball in his hands. So what this play calling does right here, beautiful play calling, by the way, for this specific play, we use him as a decoy for a run attack. So watch him again in motion. Literally, the defense shifts. I want y'all to see this real quick. Watch how the defense shifts when they see Laviska run to the other side. The threat of Laviska Shenault is real, y'all. So everybody shifts this way, allowing Chuba Hubbard to be wide open coming out on the left side. I mean, he can be used as a decoy as well because of the threat we know that he brings to this offense. So look for that more in Frank Wright's scheme. And, of course, I think that's going to work out, man, especially if we're going to, use him in a Deebo Samuel kind of mode or kind of role. I think we're going to do this a lot more. So when we need to run the ball, we're going to use him as a decoy to kind of shift defenses over and open up lanes. All right, moving on to later in this game. Laviska is right here lined up as like a tight end-ish. And again, I talked about it earlier. This guy can block. I mean, he's a big dude. He's not afraid to get his shoulder in there. So when we need that run attack to get going, Laviska, he can block too. So let's watch this play. Let's let it run. Watch Laviska right here. Comes and throw a crack block. Boom. He just took him right out the play, y'all. Right out the fucking play. And I mean, he had no chance. Going back to this crack block, you know what I'm saying? With a crack block being coming from another side of the line to kind of throw off that defender who thinks he has a free rush and literally come out of nowhere, throw a shoulder, get him out the play. So watch how beautifully this is executed. This is coming from the other side. Boom. Allowing Freeman to get plenty of yards and get that first down, man. I mean, this is beautiful. Let's watch it again, y'all. I fucking love this. This is football right here, y'all. This is beautiful football. Let it run one more time. I fucking love this shit, man. I can't wait to see more of this from Laviska. He is not just used as a weapon, again, for carrying the ball. He can block as well, y'all. All right, guys, moving on to later in this game. Laviska is lined up at wideout in a kind of two receiver stack right here. And let's talk about the bad real quick, y'all. I would, again, like to see him get more separation when it comes to yards past 5 yards. You know what I mean? So, or routes past 5 yards. So let's take a look at this play. I'm going to let it run. Just watch Laviska right here. He gets pressed. I mean, he's strapped. He's taken out of the play. Yes, DJ Moore makes a beautiful play. Sam Darnold made the right read on this play, but we're looking at Laviska specifically. He was strapped up, y'all. Look at this press coverage. Look at this press. He did not get off the press well. I mean, he's strapped up. He's taken out of the play. I mean, it only takes like less than 2 seconds to get the ball off in the NFL. And I mean, this is not it, y'all. We're gonna need more out of Laviska if he's gonna be a route runner in our offense. I mean, we need more than this. We need to be able to get off of that press a lot quicker than what was demonstrated right here. All right, guys, let's move on to later in the game. Last but not least, we're gonna break down the last play of Laviska Shenault. He's kind of like the inside receiver right here in a trips formation. Runs a simple little out route. Simple out route. Out here, aggressive, angry running. This is one of my favorite runs as well by Laviska. Look how many tackles he breaks and still was able to turn on the Jets after breaking all those tackles. Expect to see a lot more of this Laviska coming out in this season. I cannot wait, man. I can't wait. Let's take another look at this play. Let it run. So much attention drawn over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breaks 5 tackles before finally being brought down after a bunch of yards later, man. I mean, and then just look at the energy. He's out there having fun, y'all. All right, guys, in conclusion, man, this is Laviska Shenault, a true football player, man. If you're not afraid to throw that shoulder in there, if you're not afraid of contact, I love you as a football player already, man. I love the contact. I love the speed. I love the power that he runs with. And he also showed us plenty of times that he can block. Again, I would like to see his route tree expanded, past 5 yards, you know what I mean? Just simple routes like, curl routes and, post routes, different route trees where he is beyond the line of scrimmage. Yes, we see what he can do with the ball in his hands behind the line of scrimmage, but what kind of routes can he run? Can he create separation moving forward? Will this coaching staff actually coach him up to be able to create separation so that he is more of a threat in every aspect of the game and not just running and doing swing routes and shit like that, you know what I mean? So with that being said, expectations to a minimum with Laviska Shenault. Yes, we said we were going to use him in a Deebo Samuel kind of role, but don't expect him to put up no Deebo Samuel type numbers. I mean, this is not a guy who's going to get 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing, but he is a sure gadget player that we're going to use. And I mean, he's going to be making a lot more explosive plays than he did last year because this offensive role that we are playing him in is going to be more predicated for a lot more players to be used in this offense, which is going to allow Laviska Shenault to be freed up to do his thing. When there's more eyes separated to different players who making explosive plays, we already talked about Terrence Marshall, you're going to have to worry about. We talked about Chuba Hubbard, you know what I mean? You got Miles Sanders. You got DJ Chark, who's a guy who will take the top off. You have so much to worry about. Yes, these are not like splash names, but because of the talent that they bring to this offense, there's going to be a lot of guys that you're going to have to pay attention to. So guys like Laviska Shenault, guys like Shuba Hubbard, who people sleep on, these guys are going to be free. They're going to be free because nobody's worried about them. They're not like a real threat in the eyes of the defenders. So when they get off, we have looked at the way that they run. We looked at the power that they run with, the way they lower their shoulder, the speed burst after catch. Guys, I think Laviska is going to take a leap this year. Again, keep your expectations at a minimum. Don't expect like too many yards overall throughout the season, but do expect more production out of Laviska Shenault, y'all. I appreciate you guys pulling up as always, man. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button for your boy. Subscribe if you ain't already subscribed, man. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next film breakdown or the next game experience on this channel. We do go to a lot of games on this channel, and we act a goddamn fool, man. So if you guys haven't already caught those videos and see how the atmosphere is at a video game, if you see how the atmosphere is at the Panthers game, go ahead and check those videos out, man. It's a lot of fun. I will be bringing you guys a lot more experiences this year. Also, shout out to my guy, what's up, Doug. He will be in the building with me for Monday night against the Saints. I cannot wait for that. So be looking for that feature on the channel. If you guys haven't already subscribed to his channel, go ahead and show him some love as well. With that being said, I'm up out of here, man. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the film breakdown. Who would you guys like to see next? And as always, stay true to yourself. Keep being you. Follow those dreams, turn those dreams into goals, and go get it, fam. Love you guys. Peace.